Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of Black and White Gaming's Game Club. I'm your host, Peter Hoy, joined by my friends John Longaluco.
Hey guys.
And the dark-skinned Jariah Devon Colbert.
Hey, what's up?
I had one still this baby.
New name every week. Here we go.
Let me hit my shadow clone jutsu real quick. You know what I'm saying?
What is the Game Club? The Game Club is a podcast where we play a section of a video game and then we discuss it week after week until we beat the video game. This time we are doing Deadly Premonition, and we are on episode 6.
We're getting close.
We're getting close.
We're waning
We are
down.
getting close.
God, this game's great, dude.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't watched or listened to the previous episodes, I highly recommend you do. I know you'll enjoy them. But regardless, if you're jumping in right now, let's give a little recap. Last week, we got to meet Harry, and we even got to talk to Harry. We got to hear him speak through a computer. He sounds like an old man.
Literally.
We also had to find some documents on the old Raincoat Killer, because that's right, there were 2 Raincoat Killers. There's the new one that we're dealing with now, and the old one from 50 years ago. After that, we had to find the documents at the waterfall. That's right, we had to go fishing and fish out some documents. Thanks to the coffee. The coffee helped us find it.
Just hearing all this stuff out of context is hilarious.
That's great, dude. I love it.
This is why I highly recommend you check out the previous episodes.
Oh, yeah.
But guys, we are on to episode 6. That's right. This week's section, we had to play to the end of episode 3.
Oh, man.
This week's section was much more action focused
Thanks.
as opposed to cutscene and story. But definitely some great things happening. Guys, I'm going to ask you the question, and that is, did you enjoy this section?
I loved this section, and I can't wait to talk about more. It was great, dude. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
I like this section more than I liked last section.
That's not saying much, everybody, but at least
The political
he enjoyed
answer.
it more than last week.
I'm
Yeah,
being
exactly.
positive.
As I said, after last week, we got the documents from fishing it out, the little pond at the bottom of the waterfall. Now we have to bring those documents back to Harry. Harry wants those documents because Harry's going to tell us everything that he knows about the old Raincoat Killer and the legend of the Raincoat Killer. So that's our objective. We have to get to Harry, but we don't have to do it right now. We got time if you want to do some exploring. Guys, did you do any exploring?
Nope.
John answered for me.
I fully intended going in when I started the game. I was like, I'm gonna do some side missions, and I was like, nope.
Here's my thing,
Going
right?
there.
I fully intend on replaying through this game. 100%. I really want to replay through it just to do all these side missions, right? But for right now, nope. I just sped on through.
I did some side stuff because I wanted new things.
What kind of new things, Peter?
Well, one of the things that I did was I went to the scrapyard.
Oh,
And I got to talk to our good old friend, the General.
the General.
Did he save you some money on car insurance?
Well, it was my money and I needed it now. He has a side mission for you that'll help improve your vehicle.
Oh,
So if you do this side mission, you get a better engine boost. Really simple mission. What he tells you is that he needs certain parts, and then he tells you where in the scrapyard those parts are. He tells you that the parts are located in E5. That might sound super weird, but when you look at the scrapyard, you can see that the entire scrapyard
I see it.
is mapped out in a grid formation. So you just have to navigate your way to E5. The parts are right there. You bring it back to him, and he gives you the upgrade.
nice. That's dope.
The sad part is that I feel like I actually would enjoy a lot of these side missions, but I'm just trying to get through the game right now. But like when we're talking about this stuff, I'm like, that would be kind of fun. I think it'd be all right.
John, I think you would enjoy the side missions, especially what the general has to say, because the story that he gives you is hilarious. He treats you like a recruit, yelling at you, telling you to shut up and to listen to your superiors.
That's awesome.
He has a lot of fun things to say, especially when you complete the side mission. You hand him the lower gear parts. Those are the parts that you're looking for, the lower gear parts. You hand him those parts, and then he tells you that
engine boost is vital for bringing back soldiers alive from war.
Engine boost?
Of course. Engine boost is the basis of everything.
Let me tell you a war story, son.
And then he tells you a story on why it's vital for survival. Back in the day, he was leading a unit. The sanitary conditions were horrible, but there was one sergeant that rubbed him the wrong way.
The boys like to call him Crybaby Timothy. He really gave me headaches, I can tell you.
How?
Just by breathing. His posture was bad. He was weak, slow, easily distracted. I have no idea who thought he was capable of combat in a war zone.
One of the things that he also gave the entire unit were stomach aches because he used food that was contaminated.
Oh boy.
He was using food that was contaminated. I flew into the dugout toilet like an Apache chopper returning to base. I have to tell you, it was a close call. My engine was boosting. And that's what got me there safely, right in the nick of time.
It was a close call, but because his engine was boosting, he was able to get there.
Oh my god. What a
You know what? Now I'm glad I didn't do this.
Yes. Oh, just like that. 2 minutes it took.
So you see the need for engine boost.
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
He's an old, washed-up war veteran, dude.
Oh my god.
York does notice something about the general.
That badge on him is for a sergeant. Looks like it was sewn on something else before it was sewn onto his shirt. I wonder what that's all about.
Get a little boost to the car? That's awesome.
Absolutely, a little boost to the car because the police car sucks.
Dude,
so.
I already can't control the fucking car as is. Never mind if it goes faster.
Well, I do want to let you know that you can buy different cars from him that you can use. Cars with better handling, cars with better speed, better boost. I did do another thing.
Okay.
What's that?
That thing was driving around the town of Greenvale looking for the human bones scattered throughout. Once I found all 7, I looked for Forrest Kaysen. He was somewhere on the map. I needed to go to his location. He was hanging out over at Swery 65. I drove on over there.
Was he diddling the twins there? Or no?
Wow.
No, I mean, he's always fucking with them, so just asking.
He was not with the twins. It was way past their bedtime.
Okay.
Willie was with him.
Oh, the bones.
The bones. That's right. I drove to Swery 65. I saw him head on into the building, parked my car, went to the door, opened it, was super excited to talk to Forrest Kaysen, and then my game crashed.
Oh, yep. Oh, no.
Thank God I saved right before I went inside.
Dude, that's what you gotta do, man.
Always be saving, dude.
ABS, baby.
Like
ABS. I was telling John earlier, if I go without a phone for too long, I start getting anxious.
Dude, I'll
because I'm doing different things. I'm collecting different items or completing different objectives or quests. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, what if the game crashes right now and I have to do
I do the
all
same
this?
thing. I'm actually like, and I don't even just do it in this game. I do it in every other game that I play as well. Even if it has autosave and I can manually save every time. I just do it.
Well, I walk inside finally after reloading the game, and Willie steals my 7 bones.
Oh, hello?
Yep. Willie disappears with the bones. York's kind of upset about it. York tells Kaysen,
Willie just ran off with some bones I was carrying as evidence.
Bones?
I can't really go into the details, but I need them.
York, that's not good. Willie loves bones. He's a dog. And carrying bones around with him is like, well, like throwing a blonde in a bikini into a boy's locker room. It's almost like you were asking for trouble.
Oh, you can't say that these days.
She
can wear whatever she wants.
You
She can go
can't.
wherever she wants. It is not her fault.
exactly. Kaysen tells you,
Sorry, but you're just gonna have to forget about your bones. I better run after him now. I'll see you later.
That's very shady.
Guess we got to kill the dog.
Right.
Why do I feel like he's trying to hide something? Don't look for the bones. It's fine. He just,
York talks to Zach.
If I gave up that easily, then I wouldn't be a good federal agent. Would I, Zach? We're going to have to search his house, Zach. Let's get back those precious bones.
What do you guys think he means when he says search his house?
Force Kaysen's house and search his house. I don't know.
Time to dig up some dirt.
Incorrect, only because Forrest Kaysen doesn't live in Greenvale. He visits.
Oh shit. Huh.
The doghouse.
There it is, John. Correct. You have to go to Forrest Kaysen's truck and search the doghouse. You get all 7 bones back. You find all the bones in the doghouse. But if you grabbed all 7 bones, you get a little bonus. Don't get me wrong. You get a bonus if you grab 1 bone, 2 bones, 3 bones, 4 bones, 5 bones. But if you have all 7 bones on you and Willie steals them and you find them in the doghouse, you get the ultimate bonus, which is, my friends, an infinite ammo magnum.
All right.
You get a boner, and then you get the magnum for the boner. Good.
You get a second penis, guys.
Good. Wow. Infinite ammo magnum, huh?
Pete just has it all, man. All the infinite ammo guns. Must be nice to love this game so much that you play the side missions. All right.
Change my mind. That's pretty dope, dude.
I know. It is.
Pete just went.
Guys.
I'm very excited that not excited. I'm very happy that they actually give legitimately good things in these side missions as rewards. That's really cool.
I do really appreciate that they reward you so beautifully for completing these side missions, because as you guys know, you don't have to do them.
Right.
You don't ever have to see any of these things.
Right.
God knows I've
But
tried.
if you do take the time, but if you do take the time, you will get something out of it, which is great.
Right.
Is there like an unbreakable fucking like steel pipe or something that you can
There are actually a few melee items that you can get that are unbreakable.
Nice.
Oh.
And Kemaro, she told us that if you complete a certain side mission, you can get Keith's guitar, which is the strongest melee weapon in the game, unbreakable, and it kills crawling shadows, I think, in 2 or 3 hits.
Wow. I can't.
Like
you know. This is gonna be a little bit of a shameless plug, but the one thing I am looking forward to at the end of this is going to check out Kemero's video of this game, because I started it and it looked like it was going to be some pretty in-depth stuff, and I was like, I don't want to ruin anything for myself. So Kemero, if you're listening to this, I am looking forward to listening to that or watching that.
Same here. That's pretty much on cue.
I just want to check it
for
out.
the moment I complete this game. I did another thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Right in the same place. Forrest made it easy for me by going to Swery 65. I went to the bar, talked to Richard Dunn, the owner of the bar, and I bought from him a dart gun.
Oh, yes. Yep.
What?
Yes.
This is also another shout out.
Kemero let us know this again. She let us know in a YouTube comment
I must have
that
missed
you
this.
could buy the dart gun and play darts.
Wait, you don't throw the darts, you shoot it?
You shoot the darts.
Hello? It's Francis York Morgan, bro.
What the fuck?
It's actually a really fun mini game.
Mm.
Also a really simple one at the same time.
Okay. I love darts and was it GTA 4?
Yeah.
Cousin,
Great minigame.
cousin.
you want to play darts?
Hell yeah, dude. I always want to play darts.
Your goal for this side mission, because this is a side mission, is to beat Richard's score, which is 2017. Or at least it was in my game. As you're playing the mini game, certain aisles will light up, and if you can hit one of the spots in that aisle, you'll get double, triple the points, depending on what you hit.
I'm assuming you beat the shit out of his score.
Oh, 100% I did. But I definitely could have done it a lot easier than I did. I was hitting a lot more doubles than I was triples. Like the ring inside.
I was gonna say you hit the
is
outside
triple
ring.
ring.
You hit the triple ring.
Yeah, I was hitting double.
Bro, have you played darts
inside
before?
ring.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I was sucking, all right? I was sucking, but I still won.
This
I
makes me
still
want to
got
go
it.
play darts for real.
Peter, what'd you win?
Once you finish the game, it shows you the rankings And there I was at the top with 25.65. Richard Dunn comes on over to me. He's impressed, but York kind of blows it off.
You just broke the record I set a few years ago.
Is that so?
Hey man, show a little more excitement, will ya? Are all FBI agents as stuffy as you? Anyway, I had no idea you were so good at darts. When did you start playing?
I started when I came to this town.
Since you came to Greenvale? You're kidding, right?
Oh,
Wow.
he's also using a fucking gun. So I mean,
I mean, he did buy it from Richard Dunn, so they must all be shooting the darts.
but the guy, you see, like the guy right next to him, he's like "Doot, doot, doot, doot," with his fucking hand, and it's just like loser.
It's like, I can't afford that 25-cent dart gun.
It's $500 for the dart gun.
Wow. So what do you get? What do you get for
He gives you a weapon bag that lets you hold up to 10 weapons instead of 4.
Ooh. Dang.
Hello?
I mean, if you're gonna get so many unlimited guns, Pete, you're gonna have to.
I
make
know,
sure you have
bro.
room to keep this thing.
Exactly.
The game's just not
We
even
need to make
The
sure.
game's just not even a challenge at this point because you're just like fucking shotgun, machine gun, magnum. What the fuck, dude? 10 weapons, huh? Watch Peter just take them all out. Swing. Thanks.
Oh, dude. I made sure, Magnum. I pulled out my katana that I have. I have an ice pick.
Dude has a fucking katana, bro. Excuse me?
I got it from the spirit map.
All right, dude. I need to step up my fucking game. This is bullshit.
But that was the last of the extra stuff that I did.
Okay.
After completing that, I went on and fulfilled the objective, which was going to Harry's place.
Hey.
When you get to Harry's place, Michael Tillotson lets you in. But it looks like we're going to play a little game of hide and seek this time around.
Love it.
Because Harry is nowhere to be found.
Harry, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Harry?
We also come across our first mysterious shadow section of this episode.
Dun, dun, dun,
oh,
dun.
yeah. Were you excited for this section when it popped up?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of just like everything else, right?
You were expecting it?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were expecting
Oh,
it?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have unlimited weapons, so
Yeah. Right when I walked in and I didn't see Michael Tillotson, I said, "Oh no!"
right. That was
I
pretty much
see
the
what's
dead giveaway,
happening.
right?
Fuck. I was doing a lot of the Devon. Oh good. Oh good.
Oh, I'm so happy that caught on too. Oh, I didn't feel like that.
After the room with the piano, you walk into the next room, and York sees a giant photo on the wall. And this photo has Carol, Diane, Becky, Anna, and 2 other people on it.
Yeah.
One of them is Emily.
Uh-huh.
Guys, when you saw Emily on that photo, what did you think?
I said, "Oh, good, great. I know exactly." It literally popped into my head, and I was like,
Did you think she's a part of it?
"Oh, 100%." Part of it in a bad way, right? Like, yikes. We're gonna have to at some point help this girl out.
Purge something we love.
Yeah. The other person in there.
There was another person on there. Yes, there's another person on there, which you guys will know now.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking wild, bro. It's so good. It's like watching a movie, dude. This is great. It's like Quentin Tarantino direct this, bro. Who did this? Who did this shit?
Oh, okay. Easy. I don't think we're at that level here, okay?
Did you guys know
No.
when you first came across it?
No.
Were you guys curious when you saw that photo who that other person was?
100%.
I just see all the women on there, and then it kind of focused on Emily.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
my focus was more on Emily than
Exactly.
actually even recognizing that there was another person on there.
Was there a shock that settled in when you saw Emily on that photo?
Yes.
Yeah, it was definitely surprising. I would say that. I was like, oh shit. It was one of two things, right? It was either she was involved with it and not letting you know, or this is some sort of like painting of people that whoever is the wrangler of this whole thing is like maybe wants her to be a part of it, and it's like you're coming to it. So I was leaning more towards that she was involved, but the other possibility was
Gotcha, that she might be involved involuntarily.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the good-looking women of Greenvale, bro.
Yeah, there's not many to choose from, I guess.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Thanks.
When you try to exit this room, the red ivy pops up, blocks your exit, and then you come across your first mysterious shadows of Harry's mansion. I want to ask you, what did you think of Harry's mansion? Did you like it as an area?
I didn't mind it. I feel like I'm settled in now. Like I'm not too like afraid or anything. This one was like a little bit more open, right? Just a little bit, not as like confined or anything like that. So it wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it.
Not as decrepit as
Right.
you
Not
know,
like
the
scary
Lumberville.
setting or anything like that. You know, I didn't get goosebumps this time. I was like, oh, all right, cool.
I like that it was anytime you went there, there was a puzzle element to it, but I was a little disappointed that there wasn't one for this time. I thought it would have been cool to have a.
There was a puzzle, but was it a puzzle?
Dude, come on. I was like, really? Really? I was like, no, yeah.
Did you guys get Resident Evil vibes at all? This section gave me Resident Evil vibes. Just the mansion aspect of it and going through different doors, checking different rooms. The way it was set up, It gave me Resident Evil vibes. I don't know if you guys felt that at all.
It's funny that you said that because not 10 seconds ago when we were just talking about it, I was like, it's actually kind of like the Resident Evil mansion because it has like all these like, you know, side doors and revolving rooms and shit. And that's funny that you just said. I didn't think about it when I was playing the game, but we're just watching the playback now. It definitely.
I only played Resident Evil 7. That's the only Resident Evil I've ever played in my entire life. And I have never beaten that game, Resident Evil 7, so I cannot say the same.
When he says he's only played Resident Evil 7, he's only played the Resident Evil 7 intro.
Fact. Big facts. I've watched other people play Resident Evil 7.
Guys, the Magnum made this area just a cakewalk. The enemies went down almost instantly. There were very few enemies where I had to put more than one bullet into.
Wow.
Must be nice, bro, to have it all.
It felt great. I ran up and down these halls like I was dirty motherfucking Harry. Going down the halls, just asking all the mysterious shadows, do you feel lucky, punk? Do you? There's an area you can come across which you've been to before. You had to do a puzzle in the area, and that is where you completed the grid puzzle. Mm-hmm. When you try to exit the area, all the mysterious shadows pop up, and you have to fight them all off in order to enter the door. Guys, how did the section play out for you?
Did a lot of running around. I actually did get grabbed once. That happened, and I jumped. Literally, like jumped because I was not expecting it at all. But after that, it was pretty good. I didn't have the one punch magnum, so
I actually didn't move from the stairs. I was pretty much just stood there and shot.
Same here. I did not move. I did not move from the stairs once.
I didn't realize that the barrels explode, so I killed all of them without doing that.
Respect. 100% respect. I definitely used it that way.
It wasn't that hard. I mean, I think that
I know I had the magnum. It definitely wasn't that hard.
Okay, Pete.
Or was it though? Because you had the magnum.
I mean, I was hard. The section, nah.
I can respect it.
After completing that outside section, you continue through the hallway, and a cutscene happens. York stops and notices something in his peripheral, and that is Emily in a red dress. Emily is over there looking fine. But the situation is not fine, because appearing out of thin air is York's dad, face still covered. Yeah. You cannot see York's dad's face. He walks up to Emily, says the famous line,
"At times we must purge things from this world because they should not exist, even if it means losing someone that you love."
And he holds up his magnum to Emily's head. York yells, "Stop!" It reaches out. The screen flashes white and the two disappear.
He'll leap for fucking Diane, but for Emily, he'll just fucking stand there. All right, dude.
What did you guys think of that little cutscene?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, it made me feel like that was York. No. That's one thing that's one thing I really just want to have figured out as far as what's going on.
Did you guys think that was a cool cutscene? Did you think it was shocking anyway? What did you guys feel when you watched that, when that first popped up?
When it first popped up, I was like, oh, hey, look, it's Emily, but she's wearing a red dress. And I said, yeah, that's not going to be very good at all. like later on in the game. That's not gonna be good. And then when his dad showed up, I was like, oh. When they started saying the line, I was like, no way. And then it's getting a little spicy, bro. The game's getting a little spicy now. I'm just saying.
I don't take a lot to heart of what happens in this kind of the zone where it's like in the the dead zone, whatever the hell we're calling this thing. So it's like I don't know. I can't tell if it's quote unquote premonitions or just things that he's being perceptive to, or if it's just hallucinations and like his fears. I don't know, but I'd kind of take them with a little bit of a grain of salt.
I really liked it. I think it's a cool way to show what the game could be heading toward.
Mm-hmm.
John mentioned premonition.
Doesn't say it. It's called Deadly Premonition. I should probably give it some more weight. What's going on, but,
Peter, you bastard! You've beaten this game. Stop playing mind games with us.
I have to keep you guys on your toes as much as the game is.
Oh, hardest puzzle in the game right here.
The next area has a puzzle where there are 2 buttons, and you just have to press the 2 buttons.
Yep.
That's it.
There's a time restraint on this, Peter. Okay, you got to be quick. You got to go a whole 20 feet across the room to.
I almost ran out of time. No bullshit.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just kidding. Dude,
I remember the timer popped up, and I just thought, "But why?"
Yeah, that was on my mind. I was like, "That what's the reasoning behind this?"
It was one of those things where I hit the button. I saw the timer going down so fast. I was like, "It can't be that easy." And then I walked over, hit the other button, and it stopped. And I said, "Man, it was that easy." I said,
Dude,
I wish some of the puzzles were this easy.
That's exactly what I said. When I was like, the king comes first. The king moves first, right?
Dude, I'm fucking out, bro. I'm fucking out, dude. Leave me the fuck alone.
With the buttons pressed, Harry's bat cave opens up.
Master Wayne.
You get to and you get to enter it. You get to walk on down, and Harry has this giant library aisle that leads down to his giant computer. You can see him sitting there in the center of the room, and he turns slowly and looks at you.
I was like, why? I was like, why aren't these stairs? Oh, okay. He's in the wheelchair. Okay. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Psycho Mantis awaits you at the bottom of this ramp.
Oh, God.
York is impressed with the technology Harry has in his Batcave. Harry shuts them in. That's right. A giant, I imagine, bulletproof panel comes down and shuts them in. And Harry and York have a discussion. York hands over the documents, wants to know everything. Harry, instead of just pouring everything out that we want to know, decides to go on this long tangent about stop going so fast. Slow it down. You're going to miss some things.
Sounds like my
Which
girlfriend.
I actually realized he's talking to someone very specific.
Me.
He's talking to John. He's talking to John saying, slow it down. You're going to miss some things if you keep beelining it.
That's what I literally, when I was streaming, I was like, I think he's commenting on my playstyle, right?
York is tired of the business tip discussion that they're having. He wants information, and he wants to know it now.
But I didn't come here for a business lecture. Tell me everything you know.
Speed is not important. Timing is what is important. Timing. York, you have a natural gift for waiting for the correct timing. Just be careful that your haste does not ruin everything. That will be vital to solving the current case at hand. York, I know more than you think, but less than what you hope.
Which is actually like a really great line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he said that, I remember sitting there thinking, All right, damn, Harry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's actually a really cool line. Like, I really
agree with
hope
this
someone uses that somewhere, somewhere else. Someone use that. That's a great line.
I wrote it down just in case if I ever need to use it in real life. So,
Well, I mean, it's good because it's like, yeah, like I know more than you think I know, but like I know what you want me to say, and it's not going to be enough for you, right?
Right.
It's like, it's cool. It's a good line.
1, you have Nick in custody. 2, Thomas is missing. 3, Carol has a locket that belongs to the murderer. I also know that this case revolves around the red seeds. But that's about it.
So you've got an inside line on police information.
That reminds me. The victims' tongues were cut out, weren't they? But that's only a minor point. Don't let the shocks blind you to what's more important. That's another business tip.
Harry, I'm impressed. You gather information really well. You hacked into the FBI network, too. Amazing. But I didn't come here to hear this.
Then let us close the business seminar. It's time for a history lesson instead.
And we get to learn about the OG Raincoat Killer.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Cue the grainy film
Yep.
and the rainy night. We're going back 50 years ago, boys. Turns out there was a night where the clock tower was finished. Harry's parents were arguing, so he decided to leave because he wanted to see the clock tower. And he wanted to climb to the top of it and see the town from above. When he gets there, he sees something at the top. He sees soldiers messing with a device. The device was emitting some type of gas. After seeing this, Harry is afraid and runs away, and he realizes that that gas is spreading throughout the town.
When I got outside again, the purple fog was spreading. I covered my nose and mouth and ran home. I unconsciously counted the number of times the bell rang. After the 12th time, the bell did not stop ringing. It rang a loud 13th time.
He makes his way into town, and the town is in chaos. Absolute chaos. He exits the car and just sees the townfolk slaughtering each other. I mean, people are taking golf clubs to each other, swords, choking each other out, shooting each other. It is just death and destruction.
It's good stuff.
In the middle of it all is a man wearing a raincoat who is dominating the competition.
One man, dressed in a red raincoat, was particularly strong. Anyone who attacked him was killed in an instant.
However, as Harry's watching all this, he gets infected.
I started to feel a violent hate boiling up inside me. I tried, but was unable to suppress it. One word resonated through my head. Kill! Kill! Kill!
With Harry feeling the urge to kill, he picks up a pipe and attacks the Raincoat Killer. And the Raincoat Killer shrugs it off, turns around, stares right into Harry's eyes, and Harry realizes who the Raincoat Killer is.
The face beneath the hood was that of my father, painted with an expression I had never seen before. Hatred and angst. He clearly saw me, but that did not stop him from attacking me. He knocked me out, and I fell to the ground.
Not buying it.
Not buying it? You think Harry's lying?
I don't think Harry's lying. I think that he saw his dad's face, but he's all hopped up on that fucking smoke shit. I think he's seeing whoever
Whoever
wants
he's
to
He
angry
wants
at.
to see?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, John.
Yeah, I didn't buy that at all.
I'm a simple-minded man, so I bought it. Well, now that you say
Nice.
that, that's a pretty great theory as well.
Regardless of whether or not that was Harry's father, the Raincoat Killer attacks Harry, almost killing him. Harry passes out, unconscious, wounded, but because he did so, I imagine the Raincoat Killer thought he was dead, and that's how he was able to survive that night. That chaotic moment for the town is the reason why there was a gag order. What did you guys think of that flashback?
It made me.
What do you guys think? Wait, what do you guys think of the conversation so far and that flashback?
Dope conversation, right? We're getting a lot of lore into the world of Greenvale, so I think that's dope. What this reminded me of was Kingsman. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah.
Oh, but with that,
Yeah. Where they're kind of like.
Wait, with what? Go ahead.
So in Kingsman, when like they play like a sound or music or whatever they do, and it controls them, and they all act violent and they start killing each other. Mm-hmm. That's what it reminded me of. So same kind of thing. Maybe you know what this could have been. Now that I'm thinking about it, like they wanted to test this out to see if they could like use it as a military weapon, you know what I'm saying, and use it on other countries. But they were like, oh, let's test it on this little town. Nothing will be, maybe nothing will come of it. And boop, 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 there it is. I just thought about that now. That's crazy.
John, go right ahead.
Yeah, I appreciated the fact that it explained why Harry has that ridiculous gas mask on the entire time.
True.
However,
wait, we didn't say that. Go ahead and explain why that.
Well,
he did not
he
say
doesn't
that.
leave the house because of the purple gas that he tried to escape, which made him crazy and start attacking the Raincoat Killer. He now always has the gas mask on because, well, I don't think we've touched upon it yet.
We haven't gotten to it, but go ahead. You can.
But basically, it was like the smoke has seeped into the city's like ground or like water source. So basically, anytime it rains, it releases the toxin, and that that's why people get kind of crazy. So he always has the mask on. Which again, that was one of my big things where I was like, this is such a ridiculous thing. Like, why is he wearing the stupid skull gas mask? But it at least explained that, so I appreciate that. With that being said, still not a fan of like this whole like army gas release. Not a fan of that part. But at least they're answering some questions.
What do you guys think of the Raincoat Killer? Do you think that was part of whatever test was being run? Do you think the Raincoat Killer was involved with the people who were spreading the gas?
It's kind of hard because like he could be just like one of the townsfolk, right? Like how Harry said it was his dad and all that. They just showed the Raincoat Killer, right? They didn't show like a random dude wearing a red raincoat, right? Like, or show his face or anything like that, because obviously this is the old Raincoat Killer. So like the new Raincoat Killer could be someone completely different. So they could have shown like a character's face or something like that. I don't know. He could be could have been just part of the townsfolk, or it could have just been like a military exercise for him, but I don't know.
I did not take it as he was part of the exercise. I took it as he's someone that was just fucking people up and defending himself. And that, we see it as the Raincoat Killer in what we've seen, but it's, again, I think it's under the guise of, this purple smoke that is affecting whatever. Like I said, I thought that, with Harry thinking that it was his dad's face, that I don't trust that it actually was his dad. It's that it's being influenced by the smoke. So, I didn't think it was part of it, but I also don't know who that is. It could have just been a random dude just protecting himself, and he happened to be wearing a raincoat, and that because everyone's hopped up on the smoke, it's just like this glowing eyes and fucking, he's just this super fucking villain killing everybody.
Michael Tillotson walks in to serve some tea to Harry.
Alfred Pennyworth.
So he's now, Alfred Pennyworth. He's now in the room. Harry continues speaking.
But even worse things were waiting for me when I got home. My mother was dead, killed, presumably also by my father. The next day, the town was overrun by military personnel. That's when the gag order was issued. Talking about the incident was unappreciated, a taboo. But even Even still, people stopped going outside when it rained. Country folk are very patriotic. We never tell our children about what happened. But these things find a way out of even the tightest of lips, in parts. People only speak of the killer in the red raincoat, which is where the legend of the Raincoat Killer comes from.
Quite a story.
Now, as John mentioned earlier, we also learned that the gas that was released into the town seeped into the ground. Now, whenever it rains, that gas reemerges and can still infect people, which is why Harry wears his mask. Think Chernobyl. You know, Chernobyl still has radiation to this day.
Mm-hmm.
This town still has this toxin that drives people mad.
Right.
However, it's a very little amount, so you'd have to be incredibly susceptible to it in order for it to affect you the way that it did back then.
So you mean someone that doesn't live in this town who happens to flip his car and walk through when it was raining, all of a sudden starts hallucinating in these weird things, or people coming up out of shadows in the ground that he needs to kill. Is that what you mean? Is someone that's a little susceptible to some stuff?
Could be. And it's weird that it happens every time it's raining, right?
Huh? Oh,
Whew. Whew. This is getting us to think. We're all doing the York right now. Just,
I could really go for a sinner's sandwich.
The conversation between Harry and York is about to come to an end, and the reason why it's about to come to an end is because Harry's computer sends out an alert.
Bat signal.
Screen turns red, and you see Thomas's picture up on the screen.
York! Good news! You'll hear from George soon. They have found Thomas.
Now it's time for York to get.
Go on, get.
That is the end of the discussion between York and Harry. He tells York in a weird way that he doesn't want this conversation getting up.
Everything I have told you is gibberish. I never hacked into the FBI server, and I certainly know nothing about the red seeds. I shall thank you for listening to an old man babble on.
As York is walking away, he wants to ask Harry one more thing.
Let me ask you one thing then, Harry. You're a businessman. You must be after something in return for giving me this information.
Harry tells York,
York, at times we must purge things from this world because they should not exist. Even if it means losing someone that you love.
Papa? Is that you? Daddy? Daddy wasn't there?
Yep.
York is pissed. He is not happy when he hears this statement, and he yells,
But that still does not justify murder.
As he says that, he's walking straight toward Harry, and Michael Tillotson stands in front of Harry and finger wags at York. Your faces are so priceless right now.
No way, bro. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No.
You guys didn't notice that. Did you guys notice that at all?
No.
The finger wag?
I noticed the finger wag, but I did not connect it until just when I was rewatching it right now. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Wow, bro.
Ha. Ha.
All right. Whoa.
Interesting.
Does that get your minds thinking a little bit?
Oh, now I gotta rethink everything. I gotta go back over everything, man.
Let me review my notes. Wow, dude.
Harry tells a very... John is over here doing the York. He's thinking he's gonna rethink everything now. Harry tells a very angry York.
Remember this. Everything changes in form. There isn't a single thing that can maintain its shape for eternity. this fact, you'll be making a big mistake.
And that is the end of the conversation. And the end of chapter 18. Guys, what do you think? What do you think of the entire chapter?
Now my mind's fucking like racing. I don't understand, man.
Give me both. Go ahead. You can go through both of them. What do you guys think?
At the end, I was like, that gave me more credence that Harry, one of two things, was either York's dad saying the same exact thing, or he's somehow through whatever investigative file, because obviously he can hack the FBI and get all the stuff that he knows York's background, is using a phrase that was used to trigger basically York into this whole thing. So I already had some sort of like, again, I have many theories about this game, but I had some inkling that Harry was definitely connected to York. This tied it a little bit more, but I like to leave the back door open as far as giggity. You know, again, him hacking the FBI, he could know something about York and use it as something to trigger him. But now the fact that Tilton came and did the fucking finger wave, dude, again, I'm so stupid because when it first happened, what did I do? In my mind, I went, no, which every time the fucking Raincoat Killer does, I go, no, as a fucking joke. And I didn't even connect the fucking two together. And it's just like, oh my God.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? When this happened, this whole scene happened, right? I was playing, and same thing. I thought that Harry was connected to York in some way, whether it was his dad. I literally said, when he said the quote, I was like, oh, is that his dad? Or does he know his dad or something? And now everything is just thrown out the window right now. I feel like I had all my papers in order. I was getting ready, and then someone came in and opened the window, and the fucking gust of wind blew in, and everything's just scrambled now. Didn't even think about it, bro. I literally have goosebumps right now.
You know what's gonna suck is if it isn't him and we're just being assholes, right? We're just not assholes. It's a Raincoat Killer.
But it's just like so perfect, right? It happened in that moment. Like I didn't think about it either, and then just right then and there.
Oh God!
What, bro?
We haven't seen Tilton's back. I'll tell you that.
We haven't.
You have not,
bro.
Oh God! I already. I'm totally thrown off right now. Just like I'm so in an uncomfortable state. I'm just like, I don't even know.
You're just a
what am I
broken man
looking
now.
at? Oh,
It just hurts.
Well, like I said before, what if Harry was the old Raincoat Killer,
Right? Okay.
and now Tilton is taking over the mantle? Oh my God!
Yo, this game, dude.
God, I've never been that.
This is why this is one of Peter's favorite games, bro.
Chapter 19, boys.
Hey.
We start off with York leaving the mansion. Emily whips her SUV around, looks at York and says,
York, we found Thomas.
Ah, he's at his house, right?
How did you know that?
Timing, Emily. Good timing.
Whatever, just get in. George is heading over there already. Let's get a move on.
She tells York to hop into the SUV because we got to drive over to Thomas's apartment ASAP.
Zach, things are finally starting to come together. All we need now is for Thomas to fill in the blanks in our new legend.
These next two chapters are very linear.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're not able to break off from the path.
Story driven. Like you're just walking to the next story point.
And it's very quick too.
It really bugs me that each place that we need to go to is the furthest away from what you were at just previously. It makes me so mad.
It's a big town, bro.
I'm like, great, yeah, 5,000, 5,500 yards away. Great.
We're able to make it to the apartment. You pull into the parking lot, and George is waiting for you.
Jorge.
York and Emily get out of the car. They walk up to George.
George, what's happening?
We received an anonymous call informing us that Thomas returned home. I sent Emily to get you right away.
No idea who made the call?
No. That's why I came on ahead, to see if the information was correct. A light did come on, but only for a second. I saw a tall male silhouette in the window. It was Thomas.
Okay. I'm going in then. You two wait here.
Emily is ready for action. She draws her pistol and says,
We'll be ready to burst in at any moment. Just call out.
George pulls out his out like, yeehaw, let's get it on.
York heads on in to the apartment. But before he does so, he says,
The climax of an investigation is always in an apartment.
He's such a nerd. It's such a nerd.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. He's kind of nerdy.
he's the coolest nerd ever. York is now inside the apartment, and there's no one there. But there is a record player. He walks on over to it. You get a prompt to return the needle. Once you do, it starts playing a song. A familiar song. It's the song that Carol sings.
Okay.
The one where
Oh,
she says,
yeah.
I dream of you.
I try to block that from my memory. It was really bad.
This also initiates a profiling segment. So we're going to have to find some clues in this area.
Yes, yes, darling, yes, do it. Do it, yes,
You're a
yes.
tiger now. You're a tiger. Give me a tiger roar.
Even though many of these profiling segments we've had to deal with mysterious shadows up our ass, this one we don't have to.
Nope.
We just get to explore an apartment, find the clues, and complete it, which is kind of refreshing.
No, I was
right?
gonna say
Don't have
this
to
is
fight
actually
your way
my
through it.
favorite part of the whole section that we played, because it was just trying to find stuff and learning. It's like you're being a little bit of a detective, even though you don't really have to do
Yeah.
anything. But it was just finding information versus having to shoot shadow monsters. I don't know.
Exactly.
I did notice that when it comes to the profiling stuff, I really tried to pay attention this time. I really, really, really tried, and I could see through the grain
Yep.
of like what they're going to show, and I was really trying to piece together before I found the stuff, as far as
Yeah.
like figure out what the picture is. And I would say I got there 80%.
John really likes this game, all right? More than he leads on, okay? He really does. I can see.
I will stand by my previous statement of I hate playing it, but I like talking about it.
I have to agree with John on this. The first time I played this game, I always did that. I would watch the profiling segment before finding any of the clues, and you have that grain in front, so you can't really see what's happening, but you can still try to make certain things out. And I would always try to figure it out before I got the clues. I would try to look at what images were up there and say, oh, maybe it's that person doing this thing. Let's see. And then if I was right, I'd be super excited when I found the clue and it cleared it up. And I said, yes, I got it. Ah.
Can I just say, I didn't think that Thomas was actually involved with this thing before. And even when York went fishing and he captured the thing where it had the list of all the stuff that he was writing down, I was like, Thomas is doing his own little like side investigation, and it's really just, you know, notes that he has as far as what he thinks that people are using the seeds for and everything. This right here, when you find the wig, I was like, I was wrong. Okay. That's like, all right. I concede that I definitely was not thinking the correct way in this.
When I saw the wig, it triggered the wig. Why is this here in his apartment? And then I was like, well, maybe he's part of this whole thing. Well, maybe that's who Carol was crying with, because I didn't say it before, but that person that she was crying with did have a very manly physique to them. Thinking about it, I was like, yo, 100% has to be.
So
Has
this part definitely, I was like, oh, like, is Thomas the dude with like the shit on his back? Because again, you know, when quote unquote we saw his back, it was just York seeing it, and it went to like a dark cutscene. You didn't actually see it yourself. And I was like, huh, maybe it is him. But obviously later on we find out that it's not.
Right.
But this was the point in time where I was like, it is not. Thomas is not just an innocent bystander and just like actually doing a little side investigation. I was like, he is definitely directly involved with some whatever the shit is going on right now.
This game's this game is great, dude. It is
Mannequin
so
with the fucking wig. All right. Yep. All right. Sorry, Thomas. You're involved.
It's so good.
That is our first clue. It's the red wig that you find on the mannequin in the first room. We walk through Thomas's apartment, exploring every nook and cranny, and you get the second clue, which is wet boot prints. That's right. You can see on the ground that there are footprints leading from the first room you were in to the adjacent room. In the second room, you can walk into the bathroom, and in the bathroom is the third and final clue, and that is Thomas's shoes. Which means we get to watch the profiling segment. The profiling segment starts, and you see Thomas standing there in a pose that's very feminine.
It's raining men, bro.
In the next
Raincoat
sequence,
Man.
Hallelujah, it's Raincoat Man. Hey, man. Gone.
In the next sequence, the Raincoat Killer walks in the front door, and he's holding something. Don't know what that is.
Dozen
but he's holding
donuts.
something.
There we go. He's a cop. I told you.
The next picture is someone putting on shoes. And you can see Thomas's shoes on the floor. You can kind of put it together. If you have any deductive reasoning in your soul,
Facts.
It's Emily.
you can put this together.
Shape of.
John is correct.
Shape of a man wearing a dress.
This is my favorite fucking picture, right? Raincoat
The
Killer
final picture?
just fucking chilling hard. Just fucking like arm up on the couch.
What's up, baby?
Just fucking chilling, dude.
What are you doing?
It's the
Hey, man.
greatest thing.
It's like those commercials. Hey, man, what are you doing? Nothing. Having a bud. Watching the game.
I was cracking up. I was like, that's fucking great.
John is not lying. In this final picture, the Raincoat Killer is sitting on the couch, kicking back, staring at whoever is wearing the red dress, the red wig, and those high heels, which this is only one person's apartment. There's a red wig. We're all assuming it's Thomas.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you something. The man should be wearing a dress.
Oh, there's actually one more photo in this sequence. The last photo is the very masculine person wearing the dress and the wig,
Look at him, bro.
reaching over toward the window. We have completed the profiling segment. York realizes Thomas is not around.
So, Thomas wants us to look around for him a bit more. So there's more to it. Kind of like the bonus footage on a DVD. I hope it's worth watching. Don't you agree, Zach?
What's a DVD? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I think those existed before. I don't know. There's this weird thing called Blu-ray. Do you remember what that was?
What's a Blu-ray? I only know Netflix. Is that like Netflix?
What is a Blu-ray? Is like that a different form of streaming?
George and Emily rip open the door, rush inside.
Get on the ground, dirtbag.
Yeah, because something broke. That was really strange, by the way. I didn't
Yes.
I didn't know what was going on there.
The lamp behind him shatters. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just breaks.
Let's give it an excuse for George and Emily to run in, essentially.
Pretty much, because it's loud enough for them to rush in and ask, "What was that noise?" Yeah. George and Emily bust through the door. They realize Thomas is missing.
York, what was that noise? Damn it! We need to seal off all routes out of town.
No need for that, George.
Huh?
If he was going to leave town, he would have done so by now. Which means he's still got some unfinished business.
And we have reached the end of chapter 19, boys.
A solid story building chapter, baby.
Moving on. What do you guys think of the chapter overall?
It answered so many, a couple questions, right? That we had,
This is my favorite part of the section that we played. I like that.
It was great. It was great, dude.
Very short, sweet, to the point.
Yep.
Answered questions. Opened up the story a bit more. Yeah. Good story building.
I enjoyed it.
Chapter.
I appreciated it.
Chapter 20, guys.
Bum, 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 bum.
Last chapter of the episode.
Yeah.
Last chapter of our episode. Whoo!
Wow.
Let's dive in. The chapter kicks off with George and Emily booking it from the parking lot.
Doing the most ridiculous fucking car maneuvers I've ever seen, dude.
Facts.
They have places to be.
Yeah.
York doesn't understand why they're rushing that way.
We don't have to make a fuss. Thomas isn't going to leave town. That gives us plenty of time to find a way to view the bonus footage.
The way this chapter kicks off, it's not like the other chapters. It's not normal. You can see the blood walls throughout the town. They want you on the straight and narrow.
Yep.
You have one path, which was right to a phone to save. It also means that mysterious shadows are now just popping up throughout the town.
Fact.
They can show up anywhere. First thing I did was hop in the car and run one over.
Dude, I ran over, honest to God, probably 5 in a row. Like, I was just driving middle of the road. They would just pop up there, just like, boop, 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 boop. I was like, yeah, dude.
There's just so much satisfaction in doing it, right?
Oh, it's so good.
Absolutely. It felt so good every time.
Yeah.
It does damage your car.
Oh, does it?
But yeah, it actually does, I think, like 7% of damage to your car when you do it. But I didn't care. I said, no, I'm going to hit as many as I can on the way to my destination.
You're going to die, clown.
While you're driving down the main road, screen goes black, a cutscene happens. York screeches to a halt, and Anna is standing in the middle of the road, reaching out to you. She's blowing kisses, smiling, twirling, doing all weird things. York turns off the car, gets out, and you are now in a foot chase with an imaginary woman. Before that foot chase can commence, you have to start your game over because the game crashes.
Damn.
Good thing you saved.
Thank God I saved right before this.
ABS, dude.
Dude,
ABS.
I saw that you saved on the payphone. I didn't do that. I took the risk, dude. Oof.
Your bold move.
Yeah.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it goes off. With your game reloaded, you can finally get on the foot chase with Anna. She warps to different places, but she always shows you the direction that you need to go in. This part is fine. It's not difficult.
No.
But it's just annoying that she takes you in the same path twice.
Facts. Bro, I was so irritated.
Yeah, she takes you in a giant circle.
Yeah, she takes you in a circle, and then I think it's at the end of this, takes you like left instead of right. So it's like you go around once, and then you take a left, which is really stupid.
But why?
Yeah,
is what I was wondering. You also come across a new enemy, which is these damn birds. I didn't even know it at first. I heard the birds screeching. I looked around thinking, that sounds super weird. What is making that noise? And I saw them do a kamikaze dive toward me, and I thought, that's weird. What are they going to hurt me? And they actually do hurt you. I lost health because I got hit by the birds.
I saw them diving, and I just kept running, going like, ha! Okay. That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Those birds can hurt you.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know
They man-batted me, bro. I jumped.
Did they?
Oh, God, yeah, dude. Yeah, bro. Leave me alone. All right.
Really, dude?
Yes, just leave me alone. It was more of like a, whoa, what the fuck was that? Like that. Not like a fucking...
Man-bat was definitely jump scare situation. That... You can see these things fucking swooping in, dude.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, okay, so maybe it wasn't like man-bat, but it was close. I fucking
I like that. Anna leads you to the Galaxy of Terror.
What's up?
York walks up to her. She's
up,
looking
baby?
all cute, and then she gets scared. When York turns around, the Raincoat Killer's right there and takes a swing at him. Thank God there's no quick time event.
For real.
Instead, York dodges on his own and then runs inside, shuts the door behind him.
Yeah, I was super excited that it didn't pop up because I would have died.
York is now inside the Galaxy of Terror. And this is actually quite a long
segment.
Mysterious Shadow sequence. Yeah. It definitely felt like the longest to me. I don't know if it was the longest. I'd have to go back and check. But it definitely felt like it was the longest.
My game crashed when I walked in.
Oh.
Rip.
Again, knock on wood. I've been blessed with not having any crashes.
So I had to do the Anna run again.
This segment fully is the one I haven't had any issues with.
Must be nice.
Super jealous.
Yeah, 6 segments in. Woo! All right.
Inside the Galaxy of Terror, after a few mysterious shadows are put down, there's a record player playing the same song from Thomas's apartment.
Mm.
It kicks off another profiling segment, but obviously we don't have the clues, so we can't see what's happening. It's time to explore the Galaxy of Terror, guys. And it's also time for you guys to let me know what you thought of the Galaxy of Terror sequence.
I thought it was cool. A little eerie. We're back to the eerie phase now. I didn't think it was too bad. It was a little bit more open than the other ones, right? Some hallways were a little bit kind of iffy for me, at least. But other than that, it wasn't too bad.
John?
Overall, I liked it. I don't think it introduced.
Whoa. Wait, what?
No. Like the setting.
Oh, okay.
Come on, bro. Come on. No, overall, the setting, I liked it. I don't think it was the first time it's introduced fire with the shadow monsters, but it had the more heavily used portion of it.
Fire definitely played a role in certain segments of this area.
Right. Even though the shadow segments tend to look very similar to each other, I like the club aspect. It did feel a little different than the previous ones. There's just one segment in this whole thing that I got very tired of, and that's visiting our ring friend, the lady from the sewers, coming back again.
The crawling shadows,
Yeah.
That's right.
But
She is back.
Good.
that's the part that I was like, oh, come on. That's like, come on.
The way this area is laid out is that there's a lot of backstage areas in a way, whether it's storage or dressing rooms. You see a lot of mannequins about.
Mhm.
Obviously, you've seen Carol up there performing, so you know that you're backstage.
Right.
She's kind of bad.
Walking through the dressing rooms, we get a visit from another old friend. He wasn't gone long. The Raincoat Killer is right behind us. He destroys some mannequins and gives chase. You are now in a chase sequence with the Raincoat Killer. We've done this before. You gotta flick the left stick back and forth, just like that. Sounds exactly like that. You gotta push some boxes out of the way. Guys, overall, what did you think of this chase sequence?
I'll tell you why I don't like these chase sequences anymore, is that the first time it was cool because I was actually watching the video in like the picture in picture. I was like, oh, this is cool. And now
Because you get to see his point of view.
Yeah. And now I just look at the QuickTime event button configuration at the bottom just to know what to do. So I'm not even paying attention to what's going up top. I'm just like, all right, yeah, run. And A to fucking push the box. Okay, run. It's just, so I don't even care about these anymore. It's kind of a tired mechanic. I'd rather do those though, compared to what we have to do next. This is just
You mean
a waste
hide?
of time. This is a waste.
We have to hide
Yeah.
because York runs into a room, shuts the door behind him, and the Raincoat Killer's trying to get in. He's chopping at the door, Shining style. We've done this before.
Ugh.
You're hiding in whatever hiding spot you chose. You have to hold your breath as he gets near. If you do it properly enough times, he leaves the room. It takes a little while. It's definitely
Arduous.
one of the things where you say, oh, just get it over with.
So it gives you two places to hide, right? You can hide either in the closet or underneath the table, which I feel like there's a clear winner as far as where you'd want to hide.
Of course.
It's a giant open room, and if you hide under the fucking table, you're just like, I hope he doesn't see me. It's so stupid.
What's funny is that in your game, John, he looked underneath the table. In mine, he didn't.
really?
He walked right by it.
Oh.
And, yeah,
That's
left the room.
Huh.
Director's cut, man. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, they leave some shit in, they cut some shit out, whatever. It's all different. Fucking ship it that way. You guys got two different things? Ship it. Fucking, it's going gold. Let's go.
The killer leaves the room, and of course, you have to head in the same direction he went. You kill a mysterious shadow along the way, and as you're heading down a long hallway with a bunch of mannequins in there, you get attacked by the Raincoat Killer. Again. Quick time event this time.
Thought of Evil Within.
Who rolled away? I did.
Oh, yes.
No.
Yes.
God, now that I see that, fuck me. God damn it.
It's good.
He does his finger wag after you complete the quick time event.
I think this is the only quick time event in this entire thing that I've done 100% clear and not hitting the wrong button.
Really?
I'm so bad with these, dude. Normally, dude. Like, but the first time when this happened in this segment, I fucked up. I did something and I didn't evade it, and I had to do like the secondary evade. But this time, I think I cleared it 100%. I was very proud of myself.
John, have you ever played
Nice.
any of the God of War games?
Yes. No, I'm believe me, when it comes to quick time events, I'm usually, I'll say 90%
All right.
good with it, right?
All right.
There's definitely things I fuck up. This game, for some reason, I don't know if it's like my mind is just checked out. I'm just not ready for it. But like, dude, I'm so bad with this. I don't understand.
It could
be. I focused this last time, and I was very proud of myself.
You arrive at a bathroom with a bunch of stalls on both sides of the room. There's one stall that you have to walk into, and when you walk into it, you can see that the walls are broken down, so you can head through to the other ones. In the last stall, there is a crack in the wall that you can peek through. You see a blood stain leading up to the wall inside that stall. And at the top of the blood stain is Thomas's badge with a knife in it. Immediately after, a mysterious shadow starts walking out, opens the door to the stall.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, mysterious shadow,
Thanks,
because I
babe.
needed to get in there. Appreciate it.
Thanks, babe.
I don't want to die.
But they do, because I walk out of there and shoot them both with my
Shoot
magnum.
once with the magnum.
It's just not fair, dude.
Guys, that badge is the first clue. There's only one more to get.
Yeah, I noticed
Thomas's
this is
sheriff badge.
the only segment where we had 2 clues that we needed to find.
Only 2 clues, but it's still like the longest segment.
Yeah, I know.
You leave the bathroom area, and there is a long hallway ahead of you. Guess what?
Dude,
It's the return of our favorite new enemies. Not new anymore, but our favorite enemies, the crawling shadows.
I saw this. I saw the hallway, right? And you see the little vents at the top, and I was like, fuck me. I was like, we're going to be goddamn going against these goddamn stupid ring monsters.
It's not like it's just like difficult by any means. It's just like tedious.
It is.
Yep. Because you
The
have
crawling
to kill
shadows
them
are annoying.
Right.
to fucking-
Yes, you
like,
can't run by
you're-
them because the blood walls come up
Yep.
and you are stuck in there.
You're
until you kill
fucking
them.
forced, and it's just like, come on, dude.
I'm all for like challenging me, right? And I think in this segment they do a portion where like the regular shadow monsters come up first, and then the
The crawling shadow.
right,
You can call them crawling shadow.
We'll do that. Yeah, it's not a challenging thing. So it's just like you kill one of these crawling shadows, and it opens up the next section, and then it sections you off again just to do another crawling shadow. It's frustrating to go through these sections.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing more disheartening than when you kill one of these, you take 2 steps forward and you see another one crawl out.
Yep.
After killing 4 crawling shadows, you walk into this room. There's a bed in there. There's a place you can change your suit. There's a phone, the most important item in the game.
Totally. You can make the phone a $500 charge. I'd pay that thing
Every
each
time.
Every time. There's also a puzzle in this room.
Hey,
it's not a very complicated puzzle.
It's harder than the fucking 2-button push to get to Harry. I'll tell you that.
Yes. Yeah. You want to know why? Because you have to press the button 3 times.
Yep. Oh no, is it?
It's 3. So you press the one on the right. So there's 2 buttons.
Gotcha.
2 buttons. You press the one on the right once, and then you press the one on the left
So I
once.
figured if
That
you
way.
push the one on the right before you push the one on the left, that they would both be red. But I guess it changes colors. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it changes colors. The light on the left side is blue. The one on the right is yellow.
That makes you feel better.
If you're wondering what we're talking about with these lights, that is... No.
I was apologizing to the people listening.
The lights are shining on a door, and you need to match the lights. Both lights need to be red in order for the door to unlock. Once you get both lights red, you can walk on through.
Yep.
Very simple puzzle.
Walk on by.
Doing so leads you to a storage area.
So this is the thing, right? When you look at this place from the outside, when you were chasing Anna, it looks like a fairly small place. You get inside, and there's like multiple back rooms of the backstage areas. There's this storage area, which I would have never guessed was there. The huge like warehouse looking type stuff. And then there's that like front bar that we end up going to, but it's like all encased in this little tiny building.
Well, you're in the upside down, bro.
It's true. You're right.
Yeah, we all know that York's mind is very fantastical.
Oh, York. God damn.
As you make your way through this area, killing a bunch of shadows, clearing out paths by destroying boxes, you come across another sequence of QuickTime events.
Yay!
That's
QuickTime event.
You are being chased by the Raincoat Killer. The way you have to run, it's kind of like a snake. There's giant shelves, and basically you have to run around one, run all the way back, around the next one, all the way back, around that one. So you're basically going right to left constantly as you're moving forward. The killer gets to walk right through the center of this room and is always waiting for you as you're passing by. You have to press the corresponding button in order to successfully dodge. Guys, how did this work out for you?
I did not successfully dodge one time. My phone vibrated when I was playing, and I looked down real quick and, yep, fucked it up.
Coincidentally, this is the one I had 100% on that I've never done before. Like I said, I'm just looking at the bottom of the screen, just looking for the prompts. Because I figured what happened was with all the other QuickTime events, because to be fair, I feel like a little unforgiving, like the amount of time they give you to hit the button prompt. Which is, I think, why, like, I'm watching the video and then I see there's a prompt and then I get a little rushed because it's like it's going down quickly and I panic and hit the wrong button. To counteract that, I'm just looking at the button prompts, which definitely helped. I'm not watching what's actually going on. And I'm like, okay, yep, A, oh, boom, boom, X, okay, and right trigger, okay. So it definitely helped me going through this.
Watching John's stream, they made him press a variety of buttons. Where in my game, it was press A for the first dodge and then X, like until the end of the section.
I think mine was just the same throughout. I don't know I don't know if it had like changed it up, but like I said, I fucked up on one of them because took my eyes off the ball one time.
Dude, I was on the edge of my fucking seat the whole time. I didn't know what goddamn button they were going to throw at me.
I was like, fuck.
Oh, God.
In the next area, your path is blocked by fire. You have to walk around the entire room in order to get to the door you need to go to. In your way are mannequins, mysterious shadows, and you have to clear the path in order to get to the door. Guys, I don't imagine you had too much difficulty with this.
No. I will say, Pete, thank you for hanging out in my stream because you were like, oh, you can knock the mannequins down. That honestly would have probably frustrated me for a little bit of time. I would have not tried to hit the mannequins. I would have been like, where can I go? This doesn't make any sense. What's going on? So thank you.
You are welcome, my friend. John. I had a very unique experience in this room. I was walking up. I knew I had to destroy the mannequins, but I saw some mysterious shadows. You might remember us talking about fire in this section. This is the first mysterious shadow area where fire plays a little bit of a part. Now, when the mysterious shadow gets caught on fire, sometimes they die right away. They burn to death. Sometimes they go into this ultra panic mode where they just freak out and sprint at you and try to hit you. Well, one of them did that to me and knocked me into the center area.
Oh, no.
I was in the middle of the room and there's no way out from the center.
You can't walk through the fire?
You can't walk through the fire. When York walks up to the fire, he stumbles back like he got burned. It's too hot for him to get near.
And you can't go out that door?
There's a door there that you can't go out. Oh, no. I was trapped in the middle of the room.
How mad were you?
And I'm just thinking, I was preventing myself from getting very angry because I just thought, oh, if I reload the game, I'm back at that room with the lights and I have to go through the killer chase again.
No. What did you do?
Well, I thought, an enemy knocked me into here.
Hey.
Let me see if an enemy can knock me back out.
This is why Pete
there's an infinite spawning pool right in the middle of this blocked off area. I killed the enemy, hovered next to the fire, and when the enemy spawned in, I kept running into the fire so York would stumble back. I was able to get the enemy to hit me, so as York was stumbling back, the enemy managed to push me through the fire.
Wow. You're a fucking genius, dude. You're a goddamn wizard.
And I was able to escape that trap.
Wow.
Bravo, dude. I would have just fucking sucked reloaded and went through the fucking reload, dude. Oh my god.
This is why Peter is what I like to call the head honcho.
The CEO. The
CEO, bro.
Fuck me, dude. I would have been so mad. Oh my god. Can you imagine if this happened to me? Oh my lord. Holy shit.
This is why in John's stream, I put in all caps, stay away from the fire.
You definitely did say that. That's hilarious.
John says, yeah, I'm going to stay away from the fire. Like it was a dumb thing for me to say.
Obviously, why would I play with fire? Come on.
Oh, God.
Oh, my lord.
I was so excited to tell you guys this story.
That
Oh,
is
you did
awesome.
say you had a story about that. I didn't
Yes.
think about that.
That's awesome, dude.
Oh, that's so good.
Leaving the fire room, we end up at the front of the stage.
Ba-ba-bum.
Right where Carol was performing, we are now in the main room of the Galaxy of Terror.
Yes.
There is a phone in there. We definitely all used it. I know we all did.
1,000%.
And then we all picked up the clue that was on top of the piano.
Yep.
What was that clue? It's an ice pick. York does the York and says to himself silently, this isn't how they taught me to use ice picks. No siree. With the ice pick as our second and final clue, we can watch the profiling segment, boys. What do we have? We have the Galaxy of Terror. We have a heel stepping on Thomas's badge. We have our mystery man-woman sitting at the bar. We have the head of a bull with something being put into the forehead of it.
Yeah.
Guys, not going to lie, when this one flashed up, I had no idea what it was.
Clue. Zero idea.
Not a single clue. Not until a little bit after this,
Right. Same.
where I said, oh, that's what it was.
Same.
The next picture is a door open, and then we finally just get to see the entertainment area of the Galaxy of Terror. With the profiling segment completed, York looks back. The red ivy blocking the way falls back into the ground, and the door unlocks.
Hey.
All we have to do is go through that door, right, boys? That's it.
That's it. Simple as that, dude.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
First we save,
Facts.
and then, of course, it's not that easy.
No.
Because as you try to walk toward the door,
Never that easy.
our best friend, the Raincoat Killer, makes one more appearance and chases after us as we run through.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very short and simple segment.
Yeah.
He comes up, swipes at York. York dives out of the way. All you have to do is flick the left stick back and forth, press A to climb over the boxes, and then go through the door. Really easy.
I totally thought there
I
was going to
left-
be a part where he threw the axe at you.
Mhm.
You'd have to like dodge
Yeah.
it, but that didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Nope. Instead, we all left him in the dust.
Deuces, loser.
Loser.
And then York wakes up, and he's just in the bar. He's just there.
Yeah.
The camera focuses on the back wall of the bar, goes right through it, and you see the door with the bull. Actually, it's a deer. I guess it's a deer, right? Is
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a deer.
that a deer? That's a deer. Forgive me. It's a deer.
A deer, a doe, a three.
deer.
A deer.
Those are like some
Points.
crazy antlers.
That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
think-
6 point buck.
I was
Right
gonna
there.
say, I'm pretty sure it's a buck. Good old buck.
A button prompt pops up that says stick into.
And then fucking York pulls some Vincent Vega shit where he's just like
He whips out the ice pick and stabs the buck in the forehead with pinpoint accuracy. There's like
Yeah.
a tiny little slot for this ice pick to go. And he full on
Winds up.
100% winds up, thrusts the ice pick into that little slot.
Sometimes you
Because all
gotta
that
Something to-
fucking dart gun action, dude. You got that
Yeah.
precision, man.
Something a killer would do, right? I kept thinking when he did that, if it were me in that situation, would I just stab the ice pick in there? And I thought, no, I wouldn't. I would
Yeah.
slowly put it in and then
Just force it
insert the ice pick. Yeah.
You put it into the hole and then push all your weight into it. You wouldn't fucking like try to like MLB pitch it into the fucking hole.
Exactly. The door that buck's head is on
Mhm.
opens.
Mm.
This is how you know
After
Harry's
York
not involved, because
stabs it.
there's a fucking plethora.
Staircase.
Yes. You have to walk down a bunch of stairs.
You never know. Just
You have to
fucking
walk down. You have to walk down a bunch of stairs. There's a door at the bottom of the staircase. York walks through it. We have a cutscene. York is now in the area where Carol was crying into that other lady.
Mhm.
York sees the bondage suit on the mannequin, and around the mannequin's neck is the locket.
Ooh.
It's the locket that Carol had.
Yes.
Zach, okay, so it's not bonus footage.
It's still part of the main feature. The perpetrator is exactly who I thought it was. First things first, we'd better let poor Nick go.
York thinks he knows who the killer is, guys. And then York gets knocked out.
And typical,
someone sneaks up behind him,
movie
knocks
fashion.
him out.
Like,
yes.
chop to the back of the neck.
It was a
judo chop.
Karate chop.
Judo chop.
And there, standing behind a falling York, is a sultry man-woman.
Hulk Hogan boa.
Yeah. You want me to butter your biscuits?
It's only one person. Did you guys know who it was automatically?
100%.
Yeah. It was Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas knocked out York.
Do you like my biscuits, Mr. York?
We then transition to Carol on stage, singing that song yet again. That song played so many times. Yeah. We get to listen to her sing a little bit before the scene transitions yet again back to the room. And we see Thomas dancing back and forth.
Fashion.
Would you fuck me?
Fashion.
I'd fuck me. York is tied up on the floor, knocked out.
I just thought of the best song for this.
What's that?
I want to dance with somebody.
York is tied up on the floor, knocked out. Thomas takes off his wig and keeps dancing. That man is dancing. In a red dress, high heels, makeup on. That dude is feeling it.
You see his tattoo?
You can actually see a little bit of the tattoo as well, yeah. That is the end of chapter 20 and the end of our section for this week. What did you think?
Holy shit. There's a lot that came to fruition as we talked tonight, right? Like things that we realized, which was pretty dope. I think this section was great for just building the story purposes. Everything that came to fruition while we were talking about it. Like me and John just coming to realization some things, and it's just crazy, dude. The game is just insane, man. I can see why it's one of your favorites, Pete. I really can.
The recap has brought some new light to some things that I did not realize in the playthrough. I will say that Thomas, while being involved, I still don't think he's not the Raincoat Killer. I do not think he's the Raincoat Killer. I'm happy we're working towards an end to the story as far as questions are being answered. I'm not a fan of the whole purple mist thing from the military still being seeped into the town, and when it rains it releases. It's kind of I think it's kind of stupid, but it at least gives some explanation as to what is going on. I still want to know what's going on with Harry and York. That's my main goal to find out. But on recap with what us talking about it again, I'll stick by it. I like talking about this game, hate playing it. I really do. I really can't stand playing it. Love talking about it. It's great. The revelation with Mr. Tillotson, I need to just reevaluate my life right there.
That one fucked me up.
And I'm gonna be really mad if that doesn't come to fruition at all. if he's not the Raincoat Killer, I don't know what's going on in my life. I'm just gonna say that right now. But that was a pretty heavy indication right there that he has to be involved at the most minimal amount. He has to be involved. I don't know. I'm intrigued to finish it.
Was this better than last week's?
Absolutely, hands down. Last week was really bad. It was really bad. This week it was better. This would be the second best, I would say.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I want to get your perspective, Pete, because you're the only one that has actually completed it. I know I've asked you before as far as, having the knowledge of finishing it and going back. Is it just as fun playing through it now, knowing the end versus not knowing the end?
100%.
Would you say it's more interesting or not?
So obviously, whenever you're going through a mystery the first time, it's always trying to put the puzzle pieces together, trying to figure out who's behind it, what's going on, what are the reasons for this happening. that's always the best part. A really good mystery is one where you go through it again and you can see the hints dropped along the way.
Right.
Breadcrumbs.
And you can recognize those hints and say, oh, I didn't catch that the first time. That's why they did that. That's why they did this. That's what I'm experiencing. And I'm seeing a lot of it, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Okay.
It's so much fun to see that they really did put a lot of thought into the storyline and the building of it.
That's one thing I'll say, even not knowing the end, right? But you can tell that there's care put into the game, at the very least, when you look at, say, like the side missions, having it actually mean something when it comes to the characters having a path of their day, right? So it's like at certain points in time, they're doing some certain things. There's some sort of crafting of the world, which is nice to know. And it gives me a little hope as far as the end. And you know, you're speaking very positively of the mystery aspect of it. So I'm hoping that when it comes to the end, I'll be like, that was cool. Like if I were to ever play it again, I could have the ability to go through and see those breadcrumbs and enjoy it. I'm holding out hope for that.
I think you guys will be satisfied. I don't know to what extent, but I think you guys will be satisfied.
That's good.
Dope.
Well, we'll just have to find out, right?
Facts.
Yeah, that's true.
For our next episode, we will be playing to the end of episode 4. That's 2 chapters, boys. 2 chapters, end of episode 4. Some revelations are coming, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Okay. All right.
All right?
Have to prepare for this.
Let's get it.
Why are we saying what we're playing to for the next episode? Well, because if you want to join, if you want to play to that part, you can as well.
Join us.
And then you can discuss it. Yes, you can discuss it with us by joining our Discord and leaving some comments, asking some questions. All you got to do is use the link that's either in the YouTube description of the video you're watching or in the description of the listening platform that you're on. Click that link, join our Discord, and then you can discuss the game with us. We might even bring your question up in the episode. Actually, we probably will.
Oh, we definitely will.
To be honest.
Hey, Pete, let me ask you a question.
What's that?
What if someone doesn't want to play through it themselves?
Well, John, I would say if you don't want to play the game, but you still want to be a part of it, we happen to have a Twitch channel.
Oh.
Yeah, a Twitch channel where one of us will be streaming the section for that week. You know what that means, John?
What's that?
That means that if you just want to watch one of us play, you can be caught up and still discuss it with us.
Oh, man. It's like we're doing the work for you. Come on, people.
Peter, I have a question.
What's that?
Hey, what if they don't have enough time to watch it on YouTube?
Well, it just so happens that this podcast is available on Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes. That's right.
You literally have no excuse not to listen to this, okay? I'll be mad. I'll be pissed.
We're fucking everywhere, dude.
Whatever you're listening to us on, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, trigger the bells. If you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a rating. If you're listening to us on Spotify or SoundCloud, give us a follow. Leave some feedback. Feel free. Let us know what we can do to improve. Yeah. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. Be honest with us. We want the feedback.
We need it.
And if you just want to follow us because you think we're kind of cool people, you can do that on Twitter or Instagram. It's BLKWHD Gaming.
Fact.
Also, our Twitch channel, BLKWHD Gaming.
Wow, that's weird. It's like almost the same thing.
All the same thing. Really easy. We keep it simple. And we put ourselves out there so much that if you just rather send an email in private, you can do that. BLKWHDgaming@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out. I am Peter Hoy, your host. I'm joined by my best friends.
My best friend.
John Longaluco.
Hey, guys.
And the dark-skinned Jiraiya.
Dude.
Yvonne Colbert.
Hey. What's up?
We are Black and White Gaming. We are ecstatic that you joined us for this episode.
Thank you.
And we hope you come back. Until next time.